Hello everybody, you're welcome back again to the Reggae Appreciation Society. If Bob Marley is the principal icon of roots reggae, then the subject of today's video is the chief icon of lovers rock, the romantic sibling of dancehall and roots. Lovers rock is basically the subgenre of reggae music devoted to romantic content, far removed from the conscious and spiritual themes of roots and the rugged street stories of dancehall. Though lovers rock found a home in the UK and particularly the London reggae scene, the current king of lovers rock is a Jamaican living legend who ranks among the greatest reggae vocalists of all time. He's maintained the legacy of an elite club of soulful reggae singers like Dennis Brown, Toots Hibbert, and his idol Alton Ellis. He's endowed with an exquisite voice that has a smoky, sweet, and gentle yet powerful quality that is reminiscent of R&B soul legends like Otis Redding or Teddy Pendergrass. For over 5 decades, he's poured that legendary voice on thousands of rhythms and created some of the most romantic and greatest love songs in reggae history. But the interesting irony is that Beres Hammond doesn't look like a Jamaican version of Marvin Gaye or Teddy Pendergrass. With his trademark spectacles, square beard, simple outfits, and English flat cap, he cuts the figure of everyone's favorite uncle that runs the store down our street and loves to read newspapers all day. Not one of the greatest reggae artists of all time. He has however been a real-life uncle figure to some of the hottest artists today and even mentored many to mega stardom that they currently enjoy. Let's take a look at Beres Hammond, one of the icons of lovers rock. But if I'm going strictly by the results of a poll that most of you voted on 2 weeks ago, the king of lovers rock. He was born Hugh Beresford Hammond on the 28th of August 1955 in Anato Bay in the Jamaican province of St. Mary, and he was the 9th of 10 children. His father was a big fan of American soul R&B acts and had a large collection of albums. Beres sang in the choir and also grew up listening to records from the likes of Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, and Marvin Gaye, and later developed a love for homegrown genres of ska and rocksteady. Alton Ellis in particular was his inspiration and the spark for a career in music. Between 1972 and 1973, he cut his teeth participating in several talent competitions and beauty pageants, and this gave him the opportunity to record his first single. In 1975, Beres Hammond joined the jazz reggae fusion group Zap Pow as the band's lead singer. It was while he was in that outfit that he began to nurse ideas of a solo career, and in 1976 he released his first album, Soul Reggae, which spawned the smash hit single One Step Ahead. He began to record for Joe Gibbs after leaving Zap Pow in 1979. The first single he recorded in that outfit was the song I'm in Love With You, which was also a chart-topping hit in Jamaica. He also released his second solo album, Just a Man, in that same year. His music at the time was wholly soul R&B with a sprinkle of reggae, but the release of his 5th album, the self-titled Beres Hammond, marked his full emergence as a reggae musician, specializing in the romantic niche of lovers rock. The album contained the breakout singles, What One Dance Can Do and Groovy Little Thing. These songs were huge hits, and Beres applied his tried and tested soul crooning talents to the beautiful instrumentals put together by his producer Willie Lindo. In the same year, he released a single titled Settling Down, which also became another major hit. He was now among the biggest artists in Jamaica and particularly the biggest lovers rock singer, churning out successful singles back to back. But in 1987, a horrifying experience shook him to the core. One day while at home with his family, a gang of robbers invaded his house. They tied him and his family up with bed sheets for hours while they ransacked his home. This experience broke his heart because he had always seen himself as a people's person, a humble man that was everybody's friend. After the robbery, Beres left Jamaica and moved to New York to stay with some relatives for a while. But he didn't stay away from music though. He hooked up with his producer Willie Lindo in New York and recorded the 1988 album titled Have a Nice Weekend. He would also collaborate with Maxi Priest as he featured on the song How Can We Ease the Pain in that same year. In 1989, he went to Jamaica to record the album Putting Up Resistance. The title track shocked listeners who were more familiar with his usual love songs, because this particular song was loaded with conscious, inspiring lyrics that would have slotted in smoothly on a roots reggae album. It revealed a tougher side to Beres Hammond, and the song's themes of struggle and resistance made it one of the anthems of that year. He returned to Jamaica permanently in 1990 and signed with Penthouse Records, owned by producer Donovan Germain, and released the song Template to Touch that was an enormous hit. Penthouse label and studios was on the popular Slipe Road in Kingston, right next to Music Works, owned by producer Gussie Clark. That road was always busy with youths trying to get into the record business, and Beres Hammond offered himself as a mentor to these boys. And one of those boys was the skinny feline teenager called Mark Myrie, aka Buju Banton. He took a particular liking to Buju and provided guidance and encouragement up until the success of Buju's monster hit album Mr. Mention in 1992. Beres also featured on the album and sang on the track Who Say. His support of Buju is just one of many examples of Beres Hammond giving a helping hand to many upcoming artists that came into their own in the 1990s. Another big example is Jacquier. After producing the track King in the Jungle by Sizzla and Jacquier in 1997, he was so impressed at Jacquier's talent that he took him under his wing, mentoring him in the studio and producing his music. He would eventually take Jacquier along on international tours with his group Beres Hammond and the Harmony House. For all of his success from the 1970s, it was in the 1990s that he really established himself as a reggae legend with back-to-back hit albums that are all regarded as lovers' rock classics. He also stayed in heavy demand and was featured on albums of many artists, most frequently with Buju Banton, and sang on Buju's Inner Heights and Unchained Spirit albums. Even into the 2000s, he showed no sign of slowing down, and in 2002, his album Ja Music Is Life became nominated for a Grammy Award for the Best Reggae Album, and his further releases in 2008's A Moment in Time and 2014's One Love, One Life both rose to the top of the Jamaican charts. As recently as 2018, his album titled Never Ending debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Reggae charts and reached number 1 on the iTunes Reggae charts in the US, UK and Japan. In 2013, he was awarded the Order of Jamaica by the Jamaican government in recognition of his exceptional and dedicated contributions to the Jamaican music industry. Today at 67, he's still bringing the heat, and in January, he released a scorching track alongside Buju Banton titled I Need Your Love. Beres Hammond is not just a living legend, but one of the most admired reggae artists alive. In the words of Marshall Griffiths, he's not just a talented singer and songwriter, but an absolute artist who sings about your life and your love. And love is what we need in today's world. Maxi Priest has also called Beres Hammond a blessed child of God. And when you look at his career, life, personality and impact, you couldn't agree more that Beres Hammond is indeed a gift from God. So there you have it. Thank you for watching the video today. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, Jah bless.